In this video, we are in the Mountain Cup, showcasing a very powerful team featuring Ferrothorn. Had to address the rise of the water types in the Mountain Cup. Holy smokes, the meta has shifted quite rapidly. Only, day 2 of the Mountain Cup, and the meta has already drastically shifted from what we saw just a day ago. So we are rolling with Ferrothorn on the lead to address the water types. And also on this team, Marshtomp on the safe swap. Marshtomp on this team is here to protect Ferrothorn from any fire types that may still be lurking. They are still around, but with all the water types running rampant, they are slowly dwindling. So we've got Marshtomp on the safe swap to grab shields or perhaps flip switch. Very dynamic Pokemon, just struggles in the bulk department, which is why we've got Whiscash in the back to provide a much needed layer of bulk in the back, as well as some additional fire type coverage. Whiscash, any Mudboy to be exact, the ultimate answer to any potential fire type that may still be lurking in the Mountain Cup. Ferrothorn still criminally underutilized. There's no better time to run it than right now. But here we go, Frostlass lead. This is the toughest lead you will face again with this team, guys. Not gonna lie. The reason why is because nothing hits Frostlass for super effective damage. And if you are unable to do that, the Frostlass has very little reason to respect you, and they gives them license to just overfarm and overload and absolutely wreak havoc. So we're going to fire off a Power Whip, grabbing an early shield. That was very interesting. And this was the very first battle of the day with this team. Forgot to tee him away. Flash Cannon, which we had for the Color Cup. So we grabbed a shield, chipped some health. Wanted to preserve a little bit of health on Ferrothorn because you never know if there's a sneaky water type lurking in the back. They're everywhere right now. We knew that this thing had back-to-back, so we had the shield one. We can tank one. We cannot tank another. And we are going to fire off the Surf because we did trigger the CMP tie, and they do let it go. We are now even, but holy smokes, that's what I'm talking about, guys. That Frostlass really put in work, and it does take a team effort, but as we see, it is not impossible to overcome. And we are now staring at a Whiscash. So there is one water type here. Team rating wise, you really have to protect Frostlass from a potential fire, so Whiscash makes sense. There could be another water type in the back, so we are playing with that in mind. That's our team read as of now. We knew that Whiscash was loaded, and we really wanted to just spread the damage out. We're going to throw Ferrothorn in to get some double super effective bullet seeds in. I was not anticipating making it to a move. I just wanted to get some damage in on this very tanky Whiscash here. They do still have a third fully healthy Pokemon in the back that we don't know the identity of right now. So this Whiscash is just happy to stay in here and spam away with Mud Bombs, but so are we. We've got one locked and loaded here, and they let it go. That is amazing. And there it is, right on cue. Water type number 2. My goodness, Empoleons are all over, Water Gun Laprases are all over, and they do let our Mud Bomb go. They are holding on to that shield. We need to make it to back-to-back, and we just made it to the back-to-back. We fire off Mud Bomb number 1, grabbing the shield, and we've got number 2 locked and loaded. The bulk on Whiscash coming in super clutch, allowing us to say bye-bye to the Empoleon. And just like that, Whiscash has closed the game strong. One shield flexing on the Empoleon. Good game, well played. The amount of water types that we've seen in such a short amount of time, there is no better answer to those than Ferrothorn, and here we go. That is exactly what we're seeing right here. This is what this team is built to address. The powerful water type leads. This one comes in the form of Empoleon, so we do quite well here. They can hit us with neutral drill packs, but we tank those quite comfortably, and we are resisting these waterfalls. And the fact that they're staying in here might clue us in that they may be weak in the back. We don't know just yet. And they tried to catch a double resisted Power Whip onto a Ferrothorn of their own. So this is very interesting to see, and a very tricky safe swap for us. Good thing we exercise some discipline, and we can only go for the single resisted Thunders rather than the double resisted Power Whips. That's the way to go. It is quite tedious, but we are hanging in here. We gotta hang in here as long as possible, but we will not shield. The goal is to just get this opposing Ferrothorn into a manageable health range. Not quite there, but we're not quite willing to give up a shield. Doesn't make sense to shield there. We're just gonna have to try our very best. Holy smokes. What a safe swap. That was a very tricky safe swap for us. So we're gonna have to shield everything here moving forward, and they bait us with a mirror shot. Oh my goodness. That is unfortunate, and this Empoleon does have loaded energy. We can definitely tank a Hydro Cannon. We cannot tank a Power Whip from a still fairly healthy Ferrothorn. And we have now revealed our third, coming in to get ahead on energy with our Marshtomp, taking out the Empoleon. Oh, and it was a triple steel team. Very interesting. So they've got a Mawile remaining on their team. I sort of lump this into the fire type category. I see it sort of as an honorary fire type. It is quite effective in the meta, but I would imagine that's why all the water types have come to prominence. They're going to go for an Iron Head. Not going to shield that. We have to save the shield for a potential Power Whip. There's just no way around that, and they just threw that Mawile in just to get as much damage in as they could. Holy smokes, getting a little sweaty here. We are at a shield disadvantage. Going to fire off the neutral Mud Bomb and throw Whiscash in because we did preserve a lot of energy on our Whiscash. Going for Mud Bomb number 1 on the Ferrothorn. They do tank that, and now the play here is just a farm down. Farm this thing all the way down to Funky Town to win the game. We just have to shield up this move. It's another mirror shot bait, and we get the farm down. Holy smokes. That's the power of this team right here. Holy smokes. We had 2 Mud Boys, and we were able to get it done in the end. Good game, well played. And we really had to tap dance around that in that last one, but we got it done in the end. But here we go. Another water type comes in the form of Shadow Walrein. And they want no part of a Ferrothorn lead, so they swap into an Escavalier. So if this ever happens to you, and you happen to have a Whiscash on your team, that is the proper alignment. You want the Whiscash on the Escavalier. This is beautiful. This could not have worked out better for us, because Whiscash has the bulk to hang in here and go toe-to-toe with this Escavalier. Marshtomp just does not have the bulk. It is quite spammy, and in the right situation or circumstance, it can do quite well against Escavalier. But in a perfect world, you absolutely want Whiscash on the Escav. And Whiscash is taking this Escav to task. Speaking of, going for another Mud Bomb and grabbing the final shield. That is amazing. We will take that all the way to the bank. Not going to come in with our steel type onto this counter user here. So going to throw Marshtomp in here to soak the damage and look to maybe farm this thing down. I do believe we go for the farm down. Yeah, we shield once and farm down. That's our play here. And I am fully expecting them to come back in with that Walrein, but we've got the shield advantage and we've got loaded energy. So they do come back in with the Walrein, and we are going to throw a Mud Bomb to chip, and then we will dip into our Ferrothorn. Not sure what else they could have lurking in the back, but our Marshtomp is getting quite low on health, and it's a Nightmare in the back. That's what they have, a Nightmare. It comes in the form of Mad Cargo. But we do have loaded energy, and we can hit this for neutral Power Whips, and that does quite a bit of neutral damage. Not messing around. These Incinerates are absolutely chunking. We're going to just say bye-bye to the Mag Cargo, and now we should be okay, although our Marshtomp is quite compromised in terms of health. We just want to pressure with these Bullet Seeds. We know that they're not going to allow us to get to a Power Whip. Not expecting that at all. We just wanted to get some more chip damage in and perhaps chip this within Mud Bomb range. This Mud Bomb has to KO. I'm banking on it being a Shadow, and it just about KOs, and one Mud Shot does the trick. My goodness, these battles are so sweaty, but we are getting them done. Marshtomp closing the game strong. Good game, well played. Not gonna lie, did not expect to have such a sweaty time in these battles, but here we go. A Mawile. So we've got 2 answers to fire-type damage in the back in the form of Marshtomp and Whiscash. So we go into Whiscash. They meet us with a Lapras. So this is fine. It is running Ice Shard, which is not generally what you see these days. The common fast move is Water Gun these days in the Mountain Cup. But I would imagine they're not going to TM away a legacy move, so they are rolling with Ice Shard, and we're going for Mud Bomb number 2. They don't do much, but they do add up, and we are quite spammy. Going to play to the CMP tie here. They are at another Surf, and we are going to put the pressure on them, grabbing a shield from likely the tankiest Pokemon in the meta. You absolutely love to see it. Going to take the shield advantage and look to come in with our Ferrothorn and go for an aggressive farm down. These Ice Shards are slightly worse for us. It would be nice if it were running Water Gun, but we are hanging in here. And they are at a potential Ice Beam, and they are running Legacy Ice Beam as well. You don't often see that in the Great League format, but we do get that farm down in the end, and they've got a Mawile in the back along with a Whiscash. They came in briefly with that, saw our Whiscash, and said, I'm out of here. So now here we are in a mirror match. We got the shield advantage, though, and we are ahead by 1 mud shot. And because we do have the shield advantage, we're just going to go right for this Blizzard, not anticipating a shield, doing big damage on the Whiscash. We don't have to shield here, but I was thinking we're going to have to start shielding at some point, and we do elect to shield there. So now the play is to just spam this thing out of here and stay healthy enough to put the pressure on that Mawile. Looks like they're going to preserve the shield for the Mawile, which might not be a bad idea because I believe it is a shadow. So yeah, it is a shadow. So you absolutely need a shield for a shadow Mawile. They're going to throw a power-up punch to vamp up their damage, but we are resisting this fast move pressure, and we are quite tanky. I was looking at it. It's a shadow. I'm thinking 1 Mud Bomb plus the Mud Shots should do the trick. 1 gets the shield, and we've got another one locked and loaded. Yeah, I'm thinking this KOs. We're about to say bye-bye to the Mawile, and we bullet seed down the Whiscash. I forgot that thing was still in the back, but we got it done in the end. That's going to be a good game, well played. Oh man, guys, yeah, this Ferrothorn team putting in the work today in the Mountain Cup. And here we go, Diggersby. Not ideal because they thoroughly outpace us to Fire Punches, which do hit us for double super effective damage. So we're going to have to shield this. It wouldn't KO, but it would do more damage than you'd like to see. And we make the play in the Marshtomp, and it looks like they were trying to pause and wait a turn to catch a potential Surf. And they do bring in a Marshtomp of their own in the Shadow form. And that Surf does a boatload of damage to this opposing Marshtomp. And we will tank their Surf because we are down a shield. We don't want to completely go down on shields, and we do have another Surf locked and loaded. Fully expecting a shield here, and no, they let that go, likely cutting their losses. They saw Ferrothorn, and they were probably reading that Marshtomp had very limited play against our team. And they go right for the EQ. I was not anticipating that, as a lot of Diggersby trainers like to bait, but not this one. This one is not messing around here. So we're going to come in with our Whiscash and try and put the pressure on this Diggersby here. They are still up a shield on us, and they do go for an EQ. We do tank that quite comfortably, as Whiscash is quite bulky itself. So going to fire off a Blizzard here and see what they want to do. They can shield this. It looks like they're really... yeah, it looks like they've got something weak in the back. So we're going to look to combo play, preserve our Whiscash. Not sure what they could have in the back, but they're protecting this Diggersby for some reason. Oh, it's a Mawile. So yeah, they were really trying to take out that Whiscash with their Diggersby, and they were willing to give up 2 shields to do it. That is beautiful. We will take that. We do live a power-up punch, and going to fire off this Thunder here. I don't think it will quite KO, but the goal is to get this thing within a farm down range because we have now identified our win con. Our win con is to farm this thing all the way down and leave this matchup with a Blizzard loaded. I wasn't sure in the midst of the battle if the Blizzard would KO, but I knew it would be very close to KOing, and that is exactly what we have accomplished. We know that they have a move. We win CMP tie. Gonna fire off this Blizzard. That Diggersby has no shields, and we're saying bye-bye to the Diggersby. Holy smokes. Whiscash coming in clutch in the end. That's gonna be a good game, well played. Oh man, I was having so much fun with Ferrothorn in the Mountain Cup. For reasons like this, guys, holy smokes. Our opponent coming with the spice. They've got a Shadow Aerodactyl. and they look to catch the move onto Diggersby. I presume they're trying to catch what they think to be a double resisted Thunder, but no, we were going to go Power Whip because we knew that thing was made of glass and that even a resisted Power Whip would have done a lot. So they catch super effective damage for their troubles, and now we're in here on our Marshtomp onto this Diggersby. They tank the Surf, and we will not tank their EQ. Seeing a lot of value in our Marshtomp here. We do successfully shield the big EQ, and now they will not make it to another one. This is only a Fire Punch, and we will absolutely let that go and look to farm down the Diggersby and absolutely load up on energy here. It would be absolutely insane for them to come back in with that Aerodactyl, but they do anyways. Holy smokes. What's in the back that would encourage you to come in with that? Holy smokes. We do get a shield with the Surf, and we have another shield locked and loaded because we were able to farm down that Diggersby, and oh, they let that go, cutting their losses. And they've got a Mawile in the back. So yeah, Marshtomp is about to pop off on the remainder of this team. They do still have a shield, but we are very spammy and we can hit them for massive super effective damage. They shield, and yeah, this is nighty-night sleep tight for our opponent. Man, they had some big courage running Shadow Aerodactyl in this meta, but shouts to them for that. We are saying bye-bye to this Mawile. And my goodness, Marshtomp popping off in the Mountain Cup. You absolutely love to see it. That's going to be a good game. Well played. My goodness, Marshtomp went on an absolute rampage in that last one. That was amazing. But here we go. What's not amazing is an Abomasnow lead. Holy smokes, this is not a very common lead in this meta. But when you run into it, it can cause some trouble because they can hit us for neutral damage, and we can't hit this thing for anything except for Blizzard. That would be neutral at best with our Whiscash. So kind of have to tap dance around yet another battle here in the Mountain Cup. But we are up to the task here. We're just going to try and do as much damage as we can to this Abomasnow. I do think that at some point we're going to want to preserve some health on our Ferrothorn. You never know when it can come in handy. So yeah, we do get that shield, and now it is time for Marshtomp to do something here. Holy smokes. This is quite the obstacle to try and overcome in this meta here. So we're going to try our best. They go for the Weather Ball. We do call that. They did have an Energy Ball, and this is just another Weather Ball. But I think they saw how much damage that did and saw that we came in with a ground type, so they are just licking their chops here. And yeah, they're in. I think they think that they've got us backed in the corner, and they kind of do. We're trying our best, but we are struggling here, going for yet another Surf, and they are throwing up those shields. Yeah, they see a lot of value in Abomasnow, and they would be correct to make that assessment. We do have to give up our final shield. Gotta get rid of this thing. It's bad news for our team. And they catch the Surf onto Crustle, so no wonder they were staying in. Yeah, they're weak to water in the back, so gonna throw our Ferrothorn in. All three of these Pokemon resist the fast move pressure from this Crustle, and we arguably could have come in with Whiscash, actually. We should have pivoted in the Whiscash to farm that thing down. Because now we're low on health, and this Abomasnow can just get some additional farm off of us. So slight misplay there. Gonna throw Marshtomp in because this Abomasnow is hanging on by a thread. We want to pressure them to throw their energy. We don't want to give them any window of opportunity to think that they can get to an energy ball on our Whiscash, and they cannot. We will farm them down with resisted mud shots. This is just a Weather Ball. We do tank that quite comfortably. And oh, they've got a Mawile in the back. Holy smokes. And it's not running the right move for this meta. I don't think you'll want to run Fairy Wind if you're going to run Mawile. Fire Fang is absolutely the way to go. And because this is not a Shadow, one Mud Bomb will not KO. But we've got another one locked and loaded, and this one will absolutely KO the Mawile. And we do farm down the Abomasnow. My goodness, that was a crazy lead to have to tap dance around, but we got that one done in the end as well. Good game, well played. My goodness, guys, we were getting curveballs left, right, and center with this team, but we are pulling through here. Again, so another Frostlass lead. Again, this is going to be the trickiest lead to overcome. Yeah, just because we can't hit this thing for super effective, so it has nothing really to fear. They know that they tank a Power Whip. That's the goal. You want to chip that thing down and have them come to the realization that they made a mistake in not shielding. And I think that that is what occurred as they do pivot into a Lapras to meet our Whiscash. We tried to catch a Avalanche, I do believe, but we were not successful in that. They held on to their energy. And yeah, that Surf, it chunks, but you know, it's manageable. You can hang in there. And they are running the Legacy Ice Shard, which is okay. And we're just going to try our very best to get to another mud shot. I was really hoping that we hung on here. And we do hang on by a thread long enough to get off another mud bomb. But they don't have to shield this. Lapras can definitely tank that from that health range. And they do let that go. So the shields are still even. The play is farm this thing all the way down. And now we do still have that Frostlass to contend with. And they've got an S-Cav in the back. Oh my goodness, that is awful. Frostlass was tricky enough to deal with on its own. And they've got an S-Cav in the back. So yeah, I don't think this is going to happen. We just could not get the right alignment, unfortunately. As I mentioned earlier, if they have an S-Cav on their team, you want Whiscash on it. Marshtomp just does not have the bulk to hang in there, especially when you have a loaded Frostlass. Oh my goodness, yeah. Yeah, this is not going to happen. We have to throw the Surf to get rid of this because they will threaten the farmers down. And they are still holding on to 2 shields. This is not gonna happen. Just not the right team for us. Like I said, Frostlass is difficult enough for this team, but when you pair that with an S-Cab in the back and you have the right strategy to preserve those shields, yeah, that's just not a recipe for success. And yeah, we do top left as they get to the drill run. Yeah, just couldn't get that one done. Not the right team for us. Good game, well played to them. Oh, that last team was brutal, but we press on nonetheless. And here we go, Gliscor, Shadow. This is okay. They have to hit us with an EQ to have any semblance of success in this matchup here. And we know that this is not an EQ, so we're going to let this go. They did not even build up to it, so we're going to fire off this Power Whip. Hits them for some pretty significant neutral damage here, as it is a Shadow that nearly one-shots. It's about 60-65% or so. And because we got that damage off, we're going to throw Marshtomp in here to really put the pressure on them. Going to shield up here. Just another Night Slash. And at that point, I was thinking, and yeah, they just go for another Night Slash. So I was thinking maybe this was a single-moved Gliscor. Maybe they missed the Team Go Rocket event. That's what I'm thinking at this point. Because they have yet to throw an EQ. And we're going to fire off the Surf. And they shield. Holy smokes, I was not expecting a shield, but we got another one locked and loaded here. And this should take them out. And they shield again. That is insane. Makes me wonder what they have in the back. So I'm seeing some value here in Marshtomp. They are protecting this Gliscor. And we're going to catch the next move and save our Marshtomp because something in the back does not want to see a Marshtomp. And here it is. This is what did not want to see Marshtomp, and I don't blame them. Holy smokes, they had a Mag Cargo in the back. Gonna fire off this neutral. Power Whip does some very nice damage. And we were only one mud shot off from a Surf, which does hit it for double super effective damage. We are saying bye-bye to the Mag Cargo. And yeah, it looks like Marshtomp is going to put in some work here yet again. They come back in with that low health Gliscor. Holy smokes. Going to just get rid of it with a Surf and see what we can do here. Not sure what else could be in the back, but it is quite telling that they came back in with the Gliscor. And it is an Omastar Shadow. Wow. That is an interesting pick. This is actually the second one that I saw today, which was very interesting to see. I don't know what prompted people to start running their Omastars in this meta, but hey, it is what it is. They have no shields. We've got super effective damage. We're saying bye-bye to the Omastar. And closing out the game with our Whiscash. My goodness, these battles were kind of spicy, kind of crazy. Had to tap dance around a few of them, but we got it done in the end. I wanted to feature Ferrothorn because of there are a lot of water types here now, guys. A lot of water types. Most notably Empoleon, Water Gun Lapras, and Whiscash to a little bit of a lesser extent. But Empoleon and Watergun Lapras are on the rise, so there's no better answer to that than a grass type like Ferrothorn. Having that steel typing is nice as well because with the ice types that are also running around, you only take neutral damage from that. You really just have to protect it from any fire type damage, and that is exactly what we've done with our two Mud Boys in the back. You pair all that together, and that's a recipe for some success in the Mountain Cup. But guys, I had a blast. I hope you all enjoyed. As always, I thank you for watching, and keep up the grind. Thank you, guys.